back down. Why don't we bring up to the stage, Jax Blade? Make some noise for Silver Quill. And last but certainly not least, Dusty Cat. Coordination. Is your mic working now?
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So, we have a little bit of a different table setup, and I kind of liked it because they're like, now we can look at each other. Because usually I'm doing this, going like, what are they saying down there? So we're gonna try this out.
I feel like it's like a local government, city council. No, you can't build that fence. Denied.
Denied.
Just the referendum on the Sunny Scouts victory pose.
Oh, man. Well, who's never been to a Bronies React panel before? Okay. Who has no idea what Bronies React even is? It's all right. It's okay that we do have some hands going up. This is part of the fun of being at a convention and going, I don't know what this panel's for, but I'm going to show up. Thank you for coming. That you had no idea what you were doing. We're certain to disappoint you. So, yeah.
Most assuredly.
But effectively, Bronies React is a series that started way back 12 years ago, 2012. I know, you feel it?
Can you feel it, Saber Spark?
Do we have anyone in the audience who is younger than the age of 12, by the way? Good, because we're
in a retirement home.
I mean, this was again, it's a React series, hence the name, where a bunch of us for many years, some newer, some have been around for a very long time.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Almost too long, if you know what I mean. We've been doing this React series for just so long, and it's been so much fun. We've had so many great experiences, so many wonderful panels throughout the years, and terrible panels throughout the years, and we can't wait to see what this is going to be. But what this, it's going to be a train wreck. Why do you say that, Dusty? I don't think your mic's on. We don't need it. So we're gonna we'll get those two wired mics working here momentarily. But wow, there we go. I hear Dusty.
There we go.
So this is going to be a Q&A panel. The way that this is going to go is up to you guys. Whatever questions you come up, it doesn't have to be about the Bronies React series. It could be for any of these content creators up here. Don't feel like, I gotta ask a question specific to Bronies React. You don't. This is an opportunity for you to be able to ask any question to anybody, and if it has to do with Bronies React, if it doesn't, it could be a random question. As you already know, it's just gotta be PG. So, just like every other one of our panels have been all week long, okay? Without fail. That's right. So, this is always the fun part, because now we get to see who's willing to be the first question of the day. You stood up. You stood up. You don't want to be the first one?
Do you volunteer as tribute?
How about a round of applause for the first question?
Yes. And again, I want to stress this, don't be shy. If you want to know what our favorite color is, that's a fine question too. If you want to know what we had for breakfast, fine question as well. And that's a very good question, actually. And you can adjust that mic.
You're tall.
Actually, we're going to request that everyone just bends down to it.
You have to kneel down.
All right. The first question of the day, a round of applause.
The golden question.
Of all the Bronies React that you made, Race, what do you consider the best and the worst of all the Bronies React that you have ever created?
Wow. I wasn't ready for this intensity. I was hoping you'd ask what my favorite color was, and here we are. Oh man, I'm trying to think of what's the worst one I've ever created.
Probably the first one we did. We didn't have a concept yet.
I mean,
basically we were reacting to the teens who were reacting to us. and it was a put together from what we thought we wanted to do.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we found our concept, and then like 2 or 3 in, you finally found that layout.
Right.
That was hilarious, where everybody did their thing.
The rhythm, because
The rhythm, yeah.
Yeah, and it did, like, the series did evolve, which is a good point. I mean, and I don't think it's ever a bad thing that maybe the first of something you make might be considered the worst
Oh
of
yeah,
it. You want to improve.
The very first Stay Brony, my friends, I came and watch.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Horrible.
We were watching a Stay Brony.
We were watching.
Yes,
You were?
Yeah.
Which one?
That was the last one you did.
Oh, the one where we signed off.
I think so, yeah. We were going through like old Everfree network
Oh,
videos.
geez, those are still out there.
Right, yeah. We watched the infamous Fiesta Equestria Brony concert as well. Yeah, good stuff. Good memory.
Was anyone here at that first Fiesta Equestria? Did we have any? No one survived. Okay.
Good.
Chose to forget. No, Fiesta Equestria. That was a fun little time out in Texas.
Yeah.
For 3 years. I would say it definitely is amongst those early ones. If nothing else, quality control was something that I also was willing to really let go by, because I was just like, hey, whatever we get is good. And then as we progress, it's like, okay, we can make things look a little bit better than this. And same with my editing. You know, as I grew up with the series as an editor, you know, I was like, I look back at some of the stuff that I made originally, and I'm like, so yeah, an early one. The Bronies React that I'm most proud of to this day. It's my personal favorite, and it's for a very sentimental reason. Was the end of Generation 4, and it was a massive deal for the entire fandom. So it was a highly anticipated React. I was very excited to put that together, but the bigger thing for me was that was the one where we brought back everybody. Just about everybody that had been part of a Bronies React came back, and we had a massive sign up at the end of it talking about what the show meant, and these were some people had only made one appearance in a Bronies React series, but they were all people that I had great interactions with, and I was so thrilled. Not only people that were in the Reacts, but also show staff that had never been in the Reacts.
Yeah, that was I even gave you that suggestion. Because I had contacts for all of the agents, and I said, hey, what if we do this?
Dusty pulled out his Stay Brony,
I pulled out my Stay Brony, my friend's
book.
address book, and I went, what if we do this?
A mustache.
And he was like, can you do that? It's like, I think we can. And I put the idea to the agents and to some of the actors that I knew, and they said, oh yeah, I want to do that. Oh yeah, I want to do that. And I just kept getting footage, and it's like, okay.
Which again, for me, it's like, that was amazing to me. That we had that kind of support for the series, and as just on a personal level, for me as someone who's coordinated these Bronies Reacts for so many years, to know that there were there weren't those like burnt bridges, or I didn't piss anyone off.
We didn't burn any bridges. In fact, Larson was great. It's like restraining order, Dusty Cat, Jack's Blade, restraining order.
We've been trying to burn the M.A. Larson bridge, and he
for
just
a long
won't go
time.
away.
He just keeps coming back. I love the one that he was actually in. Remember when you brought him in as a surprise? None of us knew this, that he brought him in as a surprise guest for one of them. And one scene, it basically just brings up a wad of $100 bills and a sunglass and goes, what's up?
I will never forget when I was at BronyCon 2019. I'm pretty sure that was the year when Reyes was at the top of an escalator talking to some other bronies, and I just see the corner of my eye this figure go past me, and it's M.A. Larson. And he just jumps up and he kicks Reyes super hard in the leg.
Yeah. For those of you that have very confused looks, this is a true story. Yeah. Like, he ran up, I saw him running up to me, and it's like that, like, envision if you're in a forest and you see a bear running up to you, and you go like, do I run or do I stay still? Which is the right answer?
Why does
right
the
now?
bear have wings?
And then I was like, I don't think he's gonna do anything, and he kicks me in the leg, and he bruises my leg.
And he pulled an immediate U-turn and runs by me and goes, oh my God, I think I heard him.
I'm on the ground going, why?
It was a hit and run by M.A. Larson.
At least he didn't slap wings on your back and just keep going.
No. True. No, so we have a lot of stories with Emmy Larson. But yeah, that would be my answer. Good first question, and now we've got a line of Q&A.
Yay! Q&A line.
You started the trend. Look what you've done.
You're the first wildebeest who jumps in the river, and the crocodiles miss you. So now they're after these ones.
Am I the second person to ask a question?
Yes,
you are.
So this person said you guys were like a deer in headlights, or you were like a deer in headlights when you saw Emmy Larson coming at you.
I was like if you want to pretend that Emmy Larson's like a car. And
A semi-truck, if you will.
So you're saying Emmy Larson is fat?
He's got a big load.
He's got a
And the key rule is to never move. Larson's tracked by movement.
So I was just curious, what is each pony here's favorite PMV in the fandom?
Favorite PMV?
It could also be an official one, like the first Equestria Girls PMV by Hasbro. It's like one of the first.
No, there's like so many good PMVs.
yeah,
Like I have like a playlist of something like I really love the Swagberg Pony Swag one.
Oh,
I really
Swagberg's
loved-
amazing.
That was one of my favorites. I also really love the. Do they count as PMV? Like I like the like dun, 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 like back in the day. Like what was that? Like oh god, I love those back in the day. And then there was the. Twilight Sparkle, like they had those things. I love those ones. Like those type of PMVs. Like I still have like a whole.
They were so catchy.
Yeah, they would like have like crazy like little ones like that. But like, I have like math. We can watch them later.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Hasbro one is Fresh Princess of Ponyville.
Oh yeah, that's a really
with
good
the
one.
spinning chair and everything. They caught the whole thing. It was amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
What was the one where it was the main six, but it's really buff?
Oh, was that the JoJo one?
Friendship is
manly.
That's more of an animation than
Yeah.
And that became a series. He did 3 of those. He brought in the Dazzlings.
Nice.
And they had to fight.
They had
That was
the JoJo
funny.
poses.
They had the JoJo poses and all that. That was awesome.
I used to be I don't think they're up anymore, but like B-Vids over in what else?
I'm looking through a
B-Vids.
playlist right now of his.
Yeah.
Henry makes some
Remember
good
the
ones.
6 one he did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it's called. That's what I'm looking for. That's a good one.
Our friend Beavis did like a really great PMV was called 6, and the way he like and he is just immaculate.
He's my main editor to this day
Yeah.
for my channel. He's a
Incredible.
fantastic editor.
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he made PMVs.
Oh yeah, he made a
Oh
lot.
yeah, that's what he did in the beginning.
A lot of
Oh,
people
wow.
went on. I feel like we can attest to this with our colleagues too. A lot of like for the early Brony fandom was like this microcosm of talent and like a training ground for us to just kind of cut our teeth. Like look at Tombstone. You know, he made his pony songs. Now he's in the FNAF movie doing music. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew up from Yo Love to now he's a group. He's got 5 people that call themselves Living Tombstone. He's on tour with costumes. He might as well be freaking, the robots.
Yeah, the Daft Punk.
He's the Daft Punk of right now.
And you know the best part, because we've seen Tomb of recent.
Oh, and we love
the
him.
guy
He's
hasn't changed a bit.
He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He's so sweet.
He's so nice. I love him stuff.
All right.
And we'll get some checks in the mail from saying that.
Yes. Thank you, Tomb. Any other answers? Are we good?
I got 2 because there was an official Hasbro. The first song of Equestria Girls, not the series, but Pinky doing California.
California Girl.
Yeah.
No one can't groove like the girls with the hooves. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
But then there was also this, maybe this qualifies more as animation, but it was called The Way Through Discord.
Oh, I've seen that one. It's a 2D one where it's just scrolling through.
Yeah, and all this freaky stuff is happening around her. It was based on a way through, and I can't even pronounce the underworld, basically. And I had these goth friends who absolutely were horrified that I was becoming interested in pastel ponies. But I started showing them, I started pulling up this video like, no, I don't want to watch ponies. Okay, fine, here's the original. But I got to them eventually.
Right.
Nice.
Just show him Chrysalis. That gets all the goss.
I thought you said golf friends.
Golf friends? Oh yeah, we were just putting around.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Next question.
Hello.
Hi.
Wait. I used to work AV.
Dusty's on it. Dusty, 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 Dusty. Thank you, Dusty.
Hi, it's an honor to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
The first video I ever saw of you guys was reacting to the Fine Brothers React channel. I had the chance to react to it again. Would your opinions be different?
Nope.
I was in that one, so you go talk.
Actually, yeah, two of us were in that. So that was Dusty and I. Kind of like Dusty said, no, like for me, when we made that first react, we went in. I kind of like told everyone like, look, the whole point of the video isn't for us to defend ourselves. Because the last thing that works on the internet is trying to defend yourself. Everyone goes, ah, ha, ha, ha. Sure. So we're like, I just said, let's just have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. And some of those iconic moments from Dusty and his Celestia.
Yeah.
You know?
There she is. She's waiting for you.
Yeah. Were you one of the teens in it? Is that why you're asking?
No.
No,
I'm 30, but I'm not that
no, like
Fellow millennial.
yeah, no. I don't, because I never felt like it was necessarily anything that we were being like too harsh in regards to the reaction. It was more of like here's them reacting to us, right? Well, what if we flung it back and we reacted to them? It's
Uno
like,
reversal.
whoa.
We're the reverse card.
Exactly. So yeah,
And the crazy thing that happened is they turned back around and redid it. And the kid who I said smacking with the pony, right, came back and actually liked the show.
he was
he
wasn't
had
he
the
wearing
shirt
the
on.
shirt?
Yeah, he had the
He was wearing
shirt.
the same shirt.
Yeah,
And
he had
came
like a
back
ring.
and said he watched the show and he liked it now.
Yeah, I did laugh. There was one thing about that though when that came out, because it exploded the way it did. There were so many people that were like, the Fine Brothers now need to react to your reaction to their reaction. You have to tell them. And I'm like, oh yes, they're gonna really want to hear from me. I'm sure they love me. You know? But don't worry, the Fine Brothers have made great decisions over their. I don't even know. But thank you for your question. And nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Goodbye. Hi, Nora.
I'm glad we're holding your attention.
Nora.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, he's not here.
Of course he's not. Bye.
Okay. It's good to see you guys again.
Hi, Nora.
Especially you, Jaxley. And Sarah. And so my question is, and it's actually inspired this because my dad read this while on a bucket list trip with my mother. So I'm wondering if there's a bucket list trip or like a trip on your bucket list that you guys want to go on eventually that you have been dying to go on for the longest time. Like there's a place you've been wanting to go to for the longest time. What is it?
Good question. We were just kind of talking about this weekend.
Yeah, as far as
Where would you go? Bucket list
Japan.
trips? Japan.
Yeah, you know, I've never been to Japan, but I always like.
Of course you leave.
You know what? Have you seen the Bruno Mars in Japan videos that have been out the last week?
No, what happened?
Basically, he got contracted by Don Quixote, which is a store chain over there. And basically, he just did a Bruno Mars music video through their store.
He also sold out the Tokyo Dome for like 7 days.
He sold out the Tokyo Dome 7 days in a row. And I could just see Jax Blade doing the same thing.
Okay.
Right? I'll have the video camera and he's just dancing through Don Quixote.
Yeah, no, that is one of those things though, like, I'm so curious, because like, I know, I think it was you, Dusty, you said like, oh, you visit there, just like use your phone, because like one of the reasons I didn't initially want to go, because it's like, I don't speak Japanese fluently, and I was just like, so like, how do I communicate? And then it's like, oh, yeah, just
Google
like, just use your
Translate.
phone, just Google Translate.
I've been there 3 times and Google Translate has not let me down yet.
Yeah, so like, yeah, that was one of those things where I was like, oh, okay, so like when I have the time to, I would definitely just love to just like go places and see all that stuff there, but that is something I definitely want to do for a while.
Nice.
Dusty.
I too have wanted to go to Japan, never been. I want to especially see Tokyo and all the districts. I also have never gotten to go to England, of all things.
That's
where I'm from.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
Like,
Aren't I on your list too? I mean, you know.
not that list.
Okay.
Gabe's on that list.
Where?
I like the like Japan does sound like a very interesting place to visit, but if I had to bucket list it and I could be airdropped in and then airdropped out, it would be Zootopia land.
Of course, in Shanghai.
Oh, we could do that. Airdrop down like a cow.
I just don't. Yeah.
Like
I don't know if
Fortnite airdrop in.
just bring right there.
Top parachute.
Yeah.
I want to go to New Zealand. I want to just do a big old.
Oh, Tolkien thing.
It's
A
amazing.
little bit, yeah. Yeah, I've been told it's amazing. As far as the mountains.
Ride motorcycles
and
around the South Island was the bomb.
Awesome. I want to check that one out.
I too want to go to New Zealand. More specifically, I want to visit the Shire.
That's North Island.
You know, I feel like we could handle all this if we just smuggled ourselves in Dusty's luggage.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I got old enough to basically say to my boss, I'm gonna go do these things. You can fire me. I don't give a shit. So
Language.
sorry, PG show. But yeah, it just got to a point where you get to this age that you're running out of time. And I will tell you all right now, time is your most important feature. When you start running out of it, you start making that list a little bit more important.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
do it
props
now.
to you though. You
Do
look
it now.
amazing.
Huh?
You look
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Like
And again, time's running out, and I went home to see my mom for her birthday in February and saw my twin brother and went, never will I be like that. And I just put a recommitment to what Jax taught me a couple of years ago and just said, you know what? We're gonna get rid of some of this stuff and we're gonna live to 100, whether I like it or not.
hell yeah.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question.
Imagine doing this at 100.
Imagine.
Probably will be.
It's only 43 more years.
Hello.
So, 3 questions, 2 for one for another. First off to race.
Yes.
Are you aware that there is a rip-off series called Bronies React, and one YouTube user called Starstrike is a part of that?
I'm not familiar with it, but there are multiple. I was gonna say there's multiple spin-offs of Bronies Red, and I've always been like, cool.
Secondly, another one to race. What are your thoughts on, say, I'm bringing both of these up because one was referenced in the actual riff of the other. What are your thoughts on A, the pod race from Phantom Menace, and 2, the Pinchcliffe Grand Prix?
Huh.
Pod racing.
This is pod racing.
Pod racing is awesome. Seeing all China.
I enjoy seeing different versions of like racing and how it's kind of like popped up. And what, yeah, we're gonna a picture. I dig it. I like seeing kind of like the different forms of auto racing, if you will, because some of the stuff people come up with, like even like I always forget what's the old like cartoon.
Which one?
Wacky Racers?
Wacky Racers
Yeah,
and
Wacky
stuff like
Racers.
that, where it's you get like all these like weird vehicles, and they're like, yeah, this is their version of racing in this universe. So I always enjoy seeing the different variations.
And finally, for Silver, of these two comics that are out there, which would you rather have? Which would you rather either read or prefer or
Revisit.
something like that? Would you rather recommend Spider-Man One More Day or MLP's Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, it's no question. It's no question. Okay, neither really lives up to the title, but I will preserve MLP Romeo and Juliet and condemn One More Day to the fiery pits of hell from whence it spawned the idea. For those who don't know, it's a big retcon issue where Spider-Man sells his marriage to the Marvel Devil.
Yeah, Mephisto.
Yeah. One of classics took all the blood, gore, and tension out of the Shakespearean play, which made it so famous. And when you water it down, it really loses any meaning. But I will take low meaning and an invitation to read the original to see how it's really done, versus why would you do this? Why? I am thankful that the Spider-Man franchise has expanded so much so that Mary Jane and Peter can live happily ever after in anywhere but the comics.
right.
But
Well,
right.
Ultimate Spider-Man. the new
Ultimate
one.
Spider-Man.
They're doing good with them now.
Oh, yes,
yeah, they are.
Nerds.
Look, I could give you an entire symposium on Spider-Man and why Marvel seems to love kicking him to the curb. It sells books. It sells books.
They love their Miles now.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Miles.
he's got a freaking lightsaber. Like,
He's got a
he
lightsaber?
has like this. He can use like his electricity to like make a sword now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy.
Oh,
like,
snap bang. Okay, so welcome to our Spider-Man panel.
All right, on the Spider-Verse. All of us need to go make it.
Well, thank you for your questions.
Alas, poor Rainbow, I knew her well.
That's Hamlet.
I know,
By the way,
but it
you're
was
not-
funny.
And by the way, you're not the only one who is passionate about the classics. Doug Walker is also made a few remarks when it comes to Christmas Carol adaptations.
Well, I appreciate that, but really, Doug Walker has only acknowledged one individual on this stage. There is but one man who can stand up there and be on the same level as a guy who's been doing this even longer than we.
Doug Walker is actually my father.
All right. Next question.
Okay, just before I ask my question, I gotta say this is an absolute honor to be able to talk to you guys in person and meet you in real life, because that has been one of my biggest Brony dreams ever since I saw your first Bronies react. Yeah, I know I've spoken to Dustin Nat a few times already, and definitely, it's a great time. So I actually had two questions for you guys. First of all, I know someone already did ask about your best and worst, but this is a question for all of you. What is your personally? What is your favorite Bronies react of the ones you've done? For all of you.
I know everyone will say the T-Rex one, but no, like that hurt my throat. God. You know, I don't mind crying on camera. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get back to it.
We know you don't mind crying.
No, exactly. I was just like, oh, Grace, just take this. Oh God.
I think I was still off camera for this one, but the Halloween when you were dressed up as a box.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was good.
That was just crazy.
Yeah. I want to know when you stepped in to keep him from dying.
Like by the time we started just really wheezing really heavily, I was like, are you actually okay?
You know what's so funny about that? I remember this, it was like a few months prior to that in Skype. I remember this so vividly. Me and our good friend Hirasashi, who's not here at the moment, like he's like, we're just like, he's part of our group and stuff like that, when we're like talking about like, I don't think I've ever seen Race break. Like I've seen Race like laugh like and like that's it, but like I've never seen him like, you know, completely lose it. Yeah, exactly. And so like a couple months later, you literally do that and you are losing it, and I just like, here, look at this. Like here, look at like just like breaking.
Everyone's like thing about that wasn't really about the laughing, but more of like, wow, I didn't know he could turn so red.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, no, okay, to go back, I really like the ones where we did the costumes for the Halloween ones. So I like being Bane, I like being Jason, and then like, I do really love the T-Rex one and stuff like that, and that's the one I was getting like prized for, but like, that was a lot of fun to do, but like, I do think the ones where you got to dress up like in costumes for Halloween, I thought that was just underrated in my opinion. Although,
yeah, I think every one that I did when I did costume, right? Basically when I did Applejack with the bass and the hooves, and I did, when we did the same one that you did with the box, right? I dressed up as a cowboy and I had a little wooden gun and I clocked myself. And you ran with that joke, you just like, I was out for like half the freaking thing because I couldn't take it. Every time dressing up as a costume. Octavia. Jumping my motorcycle over a shark. Yeah, that was fun.
That was cool.
That Gabe got credit for.
Oh, you Silver?
I really enjoyed the reaction to Pony Life, the first 2 episodes, simply for the sheer "what am I watching" factor. I mean, I got to freak out a little. Viva had that marvelous green screen humor of, oh, I'm growing now. I'm big. What is this? Just no one really knew what we were watching. Psychedelic.
I can't think of a particular episode. But Viva, though, is probably the funniest person in the entire series. She's hilarious.
She is hilarious. Well, thank you for your question.
Oh, yeah, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and actually, I don't think I got your favorite.
Like I said, it's back to my answer from earlier. It's the one to the end of Generation 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the second question I had is that there's all kinds of theories about Gen 4 in the show, and some of us are always wondering, like, what if this happened? What if that happened? Personally, like, again, question for each of you. What was one thing that didn't happen in the show that you kind of would have liked to happen?
Celestia using like her full power, like actually, like being like, oh, this is how strong I actually am. Like this is how, because like they hinted at it briefly, but they never fully went there. Like I wanted her to have like that moment where it's like, no, this is why I'm president. Like boom, and like during the finale, have that moment like her and Luna just like completely go at it. But like they just like they never went that far with it. That was the one thing I was just like, come on, Celestia, unleash your power, stuff like that. But like,
I'd have to agree with that. I would have loved to have seen Celestia at the end give just a hint of Daybreaker.
Right.
It's like, this is what I could be if you really make me angry.
Exactly.
Right? Discord, stop it. Just that one moment she looks at him and gives him the fire eyes, and Discord goes, oh, I've seen that before.
Right.
I don't want to see that again.
And he just shrinks down.
Yeah, it's like he shrinks down like this and just gone.
I wish we had like a Alicorn like prequel episode or just kind of throwback where it's like Celestia and Luna as kids and having parents. I would have loved that so much.
Great, now you got me thinking of two sisters react to
Classic.
I'm personally going to just kind of echo what we've got up here, because like with these kind of questions, like I've been like, no, I enjoyed what we got, but that's a good point. That's a good point. Seeing Celestia full power, I would definitely be down for that.
I would have liked to have seen Applejack struggling with asking how to run the farm now. Her parents are sadly gone off screen. Granny's getting up there. We had an episode that reinforced that Granny's in charge and that they do things a certain way. But there's also that phase where you inherit the responsibility and have the, oh no, what do I do now? What do I keep? What do I change? I think that would have been a very good growth episode for Applejack. And she didn't get as many as others. She was always the even keel of the main six.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your questions, and great meeting you.
So great meeting you guys.
Have a great day.
You too.
Hi, I'd just like to start off by saying thank you for providing positive content to the fandom for over 12 years and more.
You're very welcome.
And the actual question I want to ask is, do you have a favorite car, like your dad's old plow truck, or just a specific model?
A favorite car? I like that. It starts with the old plow truck though, because like that's kind of on brand for me. Whenever I used to like watch movies, I'm like, I like the beat up vehicles.
Is this right? Yes.
I grew up as a fan of Dodge Vipers. I was like, those always look so cool, and I want one. I know. Well, as you grow up, Dusty, you learn things.
No, as a mechanic, you understand which cars are good and which cars are crud.
That's why I say that.
It may look good on the outside, but normally when it does look good on the outside, the engineers put absolutely no thought into how to work on it.
Well, that's why he drives a Cybertruck now.
I know.
There is actually a Cybertruck in the mall across the way. We've got a
For sale?
For sale.
In the mall?
Random Cybertruck. It's probably one of those things that they do in malls.
Might as well
where they
ask
just
the
have, like,
question
a
at the
random
end.
vehicle
They have
in there,
it?
like, yeah.
Someone parked it in there instead. Whatever.
I think it's the only place where it might properly function by standing still and not doing anything.
No, so I'm a motorhead. I like vehicles that are really loud, and so for me, I would have to say that my favorite vehicle is the 2024 RAV4 that has excellent fuel mileage and makes a really.
We're gonna put a turbo.
Sarah-
We're gonna
Sarah
double
just
turbo
got-
that, and it's gonna get 12 miles a gallon.
Sarah finally got her car that she wanted.
Yay!
I got the commute. I need a new car. But I like beat up old cars. That's kind of like the plow truck you talked about. So that'd be my answer.
Oh, anyone? Okay, so I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, I need this, and it's one of those times where it's like I had moments to get it, but I was like, I don't really need my car works well, but like I really vibe with the 2008 Bumblebee Camaro from Transformers.
Yeah.
Like that one, I was just like, I need you. Okay, like that was like the one where I was like, I need.
choice is more based on history than any brand loyalty. My dad got this big red Ford truck. I forget the brand model. But over the years, it took us such an identity. He delighted that he could attach a kayak rack and go up to the mountains. We would help launch him. I'd go biking, and we'd meet up. He put on bumper stickers of me and my brother's alma maters, Gonzaga and CU. He put on a McGovern sticker in the 2000s, and people were like, "Who's McGovern?" But the best part is that our golden retrievers would get in the back seat. There's the cab, and then a very, very small area for back seat. And they would just press their noses up against the back windows and smudge them up. We have a plaque at home. That's not a stain. That's my dog's nose on it. Sadly, those dogs are no longer with us, but we have preserved all of those smudge marks. And I swear to God,
that's beautiful.
I swear to God, when the day comes that truck can no longer function, I'm going to cut out those windows.
Yes.
And mount and put them in a protected place. No drop of water will take that.
You all know I'm old. What? You all know I'm old. So, when I was 16 in 1980, my dad said, "Hey, you and your brother, come on, we got a car for you." "What do you mean you got a car for us?" "We got a car for you." Okay, so we go out to his buddy's house, and we go up this long driveway, and he said, "Come on." So we go walking out, and there's a car out in the middle of a field. That's like, that? Yeah, we're gonna pull that out with the truck, and that's gonna be your car. It was a 1968 Chrysler New Yorker, 4-door, 383 4-barrel, pumpkin orange, and because it's from Michigan, completely rusted from here down. So we put ball joints on it and tires and ran that thing into the ground. And that was my favorite car.
Nice.
I've always really enjoyed the old aesthetic of like a classic Thunderbird.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I like how I said a RAV4, and she's like, "I like the Thunderbird."
You see Toodles in American Graffiti, like with the hair, just driving along and getting chased by AC Race Best all over town.
I'll tell you what I won't get is a BMW. Because time and time again, when YouTubers finally make it, they buy a BMW, and then they implode afterwards. It is like the biggest red flag where it's like, "I'll buy a BMW."
You can hear the fandoms going, "No!"
Do it.
Well, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
We can get a. Oh, you got it.
Dusty's on his way.
Hey y'all.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
I got a two question. My first question: what is your favorite pony?
Favorite pony?
Favorite pony?
Yes. And second question is: can I take your pistol and see what's best? Because I got a Brony, you got a Brony.
We have the same shirts again. History repeats itself. We'll get a photo after the panel for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Yay.
And then, favorite ponies.
Applejack.
The human version of Sunset Shimmer.
Fluttershy.
Rainbow Dash.
Not again!
I'm getting to that age, Dustin. I can't do what I used to do.
He already survived Larson. Don't make him go through more.
Hello.
Question for Saber.
Yes.
Out of all the panelists, I've watched your content the longest.
Oh, thank you.
And I am dying to know how you came up with the concept for your series on reacting to cringy spin-off movies and series, and I wanted to know how you can force yourself to watch these cringy videos for entertainment.
So, thank you for the questions. I decided to go with cringe content because I'm cringe myself. Also, that's why I can watch it for so long too, because I come from the cringe void.
Cringe but free.
Exactly.
But free.
Freedom.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in the early or in the 2010s when I started doing more like video essays, I suppose, I was like, oh no, I'm running out of like, what we're Nickelodeon, what we're in Cartoon Network. And I'm like, I'm running out of ideas. I like bad movies. They're just fun. Like watching Mr. Science Theater back in the day and just seeing them, just riff on films. And I'm like, I would like to just review bad movies because it's just fun. It's fun. It's fun seeing, like, not in spite of them, because there's a lot of bravery to make anything, period. I do stand by that even the worst movie, there's still merit and admiration because someone's sincerely trying to make something, but you can still get something like Tom Wiseau's The Room where it's like this hilariously bad. What were they thinking? And that's the moment you're looking for, is when they are giving it their all and it's just not hitting and it becomes really funny and hilarious. And that's why I do what I do, because I'm cut from that same cloth where I've been there before myself, making a fool of myself. So yes, that is the answer more or less.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I have 2 questions for you guys. What is your favorite MLP culture reference, like pulp culture reference? And who is your favorite band?
Band? Oh, band. So like, do you mean like MLP in like a movie or something that wasn't supposed to be in?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like how John Cena did that Fireman movie.
About to
And
say
then,
that.
like,
Yeah. It was very funny when he was wearing that Princess Celestia shirt.
Yeah, and they had that whole My Little Pony party and stuff like that, and it's just like, yo, Fluttershy, she's my favorite man. Something like that. That was really good. That was really good. Favorite band. Am I basic if I say Linkin Park? Because I still like really listen. I still like listen to every single it's like
He's still crawling in his skin.
exactly.
I'll go back to the classic female Japanese rock band that dress up as maids. And it's a concept that you cannot believe works, but they play amazing rock music. You should check them out.
Nice.
I really enjoy the band Embrace, especially their song Ashes. I don't know if that'll mean anything to any of you if you haven't actually heard it, but I recommend you look it up. I think my favorite reference to My Little Pony was on The Daily Show. But I believe they were looking into the mind of Karl Rove, and like they actually just zoom in, and suddenly they're playing a clip from, of all things, G3 of the Pony celebrating the new princess, and Jon Stewart's like, oh, who knew he was a brony? Meanwhile, I could almost hear in the distance, like, that's not the right MLP!
That reminds me of something. So this is something that got me when I was watching Black Widow. So like they have a flashback in Black Widows when Natasha is a little kid and then she's with her sister and stuff like that. And it's supposed to take place during the 90s. And her sister has like a My Little Pony, like a plushie. But it's from G4, and I'm like, well, that just wouldn't make sense because that
doesn't make any sense.
The theater, like, no, you completely ruined the I'm not taking it out of it.
Well, you're the only person in the theater watching the movie, so. Scarlett Johansson in the audience.
So for me, in the grew up as a Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger fan, and then they made the live action movie, and then seen My Little Pony pop up into that. I was like, hey! Didn't think I'd see that.
That was like all three, because you had like Zootopia, Chip and Dale, and My Little Pony. And I was like, you did something. You did something.
Yeah, that letter writing campaign worked out for you really well.
Right.
Yeah, real good.
Either the characters from Breaking Bad were in Ponies, or Ponies was in Breaking Bad. So, that answer. And then for music, I don't have a favorite band. I just got this giant playlist of like, I like this song. I like it. That's
Yeah!
You have a favorite band?
I'm kind of like Saber, where I just kind of like listen to just about anything and everything, but I feel like I probably listen most to, I don't know if anybody knows Cody Fry. He does a lot of like orchestral pop music, so like his music has a lot of really fun orchestral or cinematic style to it.
Yeah, I'll bring up Japanese, 80s Japanese city pop. I'm on a big kick from Japanese 80s city pop. Absolutely.
Nice. All right, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions, actually. Now, at the beginning, you gave an example question, and I gotta ask you now, what are your favorite colors? And what is your favorite food?
Are those the 2 questions?
Yes.
Okay.
My favorite colors are Brandywine. Because my dad had a 1979 Suzuki GS1000 that was Brandywine color that he gave me when I was 16 years old. And that's my favorite color. And my favorite food would be Detroit Coney Island hot dog.
Right. I know you're probably expecting me to say this color blue. It's another band to listen to. And my favorite food is shrimp. People say, oh, but that's the insects of the sea. Well, call me an anteater. I slurp them up.
Yeah. Again, for me, orange. I really love Goku and then Michelangelo from TMNT. Those are always like my favorites. And then Naruto, all that stuff. So I've always loved orange. And food-wise, it varies because like sometimes I'm like, oh man, I could really just go for a great burger. But then other times it's like there's mac and cheese. And then other times it's like this, like like noodles and stuff like that. So like for me, I would just say a good burger like always like hits it for me. Like if you got a perfect burger, that always hits it for me.
I got a video about that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm also going to say blue. And favorite food, I'm going to say a wet burrito.
I stole my answer kind of. Purple for me, for color. And I mean a really good steak. Yeah. That's like, it's top tier for a reason. Good prime rib.
My favorite color is blue. For food, I feel like you can never go wrong with spaghetti with like a nice, tasty meat sauce.
Thank you for your question.
What about you? Favorite color of food?
My favorite color is actually blue as well. And my favorite food, I'm going to have to go with pizza.
Because you have a New York hat on, obviously, so it's going to be pizza.
All right,
Cody, my man Cody, what's up?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, God.
No, a hot dog is not a sandwich. A hot dog is a taco.
Yeah, I saw that video.
It depends. If a taco has meat in it, it's a hot dog.
Yes.
What about a corn dog?
Because you fold it like that.
Yes, because it's folded.
Like that.
The corn dog is a Wellington.
There was oh my god, I think there was a great video where someone...
Cereal is American gazpacho.
Yeah. There was
What are you? What are you?
For that question.
What are you?
The kind of quality we're looking for. Christian, get up here.
Midget sandwich.
We're doing great.
Alright, so surprisingly, I had to write down my question. It wasn't all thought. It was it had to be really thought out. So my question has context to it.
Okay.
So when I first started watching you guys, I was 17 years old. My life was a mess. I didn't know who or what I wanted to be. But once I got to watching My Little Pony, and after the years of watching most of all you guys' content, I knew, whether it be planning behind the scenes to make events work out, analyzing in depth about Brony episodes, being a cornerstone in the Brony community to stay Brony, working out to be the very best you could achieve for yourself, showing your passion for cartoons around the world, and last but not at all least, showing me how much fun it is to be at these conventions and to make lifelong friends along the way. You all showed me to be myself. So there is no question today about how some of you got kicked out of Walmart. How you guys went to a Denny's where the eggs were congealed.
Yep.
What your experience was like during 2013's Hard Rock Cafe. Or how Tim the Skeleton is doing. I just wanted to say, thank you for showing this now 29-year-old how to make the best out of my 20s and for giving me that push to be myself. To be a singer, a gamer, a writer, sometimes an artist, a Brony hype man, but most importantly, me. Thank you, and I love each and every one of you. You are all immortalized in my heart.
Christian is the one that makes people get mad.
You know what? As long as you don't... As long as you don't take me to a taxidermist, stuff me and put me on an eagle.
I will not do that.
Christian, thank you again.
Yep, thanks, man.
You're like the hype man of conventions, so we always love seeing you at these. That means the world to hear something like that. It really does. To all
Thank
of
you.
us.
Whenever we see you at cons, we're like, oh, it's going to be a good con. It's going to be a great con. Thank you, Christian.
All right, thank you guys.
Hey Noah, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Good.
Good luck following up that one. Saber Spark, you owe me money.
I have 3 questions for you guys.
Okay, make it quick.
Well, one is kind of silly. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
What's your next question?
What is your favorite video game?
Oh, Spider-Man from PS1, where Monster Rock chases you at the end and stuff like that. I'd replay that anytime of day.
I think the original Genesis Sonic, the original game. The first game.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Test Drive Eve of Destruction.
Halo 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I was kind of waiting to see if anyone would say Superman 64.
We love ourselves.
And as for the final question, what is your favorite MOP G5 special, Make Your Mark episode, and Tell Your Tale episode?
Oh, jeez.
I like the movie. Can I count? Can I count?
I like the talking horses.
I think the original
Rainbow Dash.
The original movie before all of that, love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's like my favorite, because I can't think of like anything post that where it's like, the movie I was just like, I love this.
Yeah, the movie was a good start. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think there was like a winter special for the Make Your Mark that was.
Yeah, there was a winter special
Yeah.
with the blue ponies and the whole thing, and that was kind of nice. Can't remember much about it though.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for your question. Now we only have a couple minutes left. Taylor, are you the last person in line? Or is there someone behind you? All right. Whoever's the last person in line, that's where we're going to cut off the line. We want to get through all your questions, and we're going to do our best to get
Lightning round.
Lightning round. You get one.
Hello, Heavy.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll make this quick. Is any of you thirsty?
Thirsty? This is a good question.
Oh. I have some water with me for all of you.
Thank you.
Hail hydrate.
Right now.
I'm in right now.
I'm good, but thank you though. I appreciate it.
But do you have a sandwich? Eat the sandwich.
All right. Next question.
Sandwich.
What's your favorite comic? MLP comic?
The one where they met the Transformers. Okay, I actually watched that one. I was like, I like Soundwave and Fluttershy talking like that was.
I think Nay Anything that they actually performed up here is one of my favorites.
And just before that, Zen of the Arctic Zebo Repair.
Yes.
Big Macintosh.
Big Mac, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Our side hasn't really read the comics.
We can't read.
We like cartoons that don't have words. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, my man?
Good. 2 quick questions. Will any of you go to BabsCon aside from Dusty next year, seeing it's the final one?
We hope so.
We hope so.
Yeah.
And also, this may seem controversial, but Star Wars prequels or sequels?
Prequels. Yeah, prequels all day. Yeah, like
Prequels.
the Darth Maul fight's insane. The Anakin Mustafar fight, insane. It's just like
Prequels are kind of messy, but like at least there's more sincerity. Sequels to me feel a bit more derivative and corporate.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks all the way.
Yeah!
All right, Taylor.
So, Race, I have a question for you that you might relate to this since you hired me to do low-budget TV this year.
Yes.
So, if Equestria owned a pro late model team and you got up to 3 cars,
Okay.
which 3 ponies would you pick to drive for your team?
Okay. Applejack and Rainbow Dash, you immediately are gonna throw in there, and then Dusty. I'm gonna go to you. Who's the best Wonderbolt that we should throw in as in the 3rd car?
Fleetfoot.
All right. There you go.
Thank you, Taylor.
Hey, I thought he was going to ask for a raise or something.
Where's my health care?
All right, our final two questions.
I wanted to know what you all think of Sadie Spark.
What do we think of Sadie Spark?
She's hot.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's pretty dang.
Oh my god. I can't watch
Hey, you
Sadie
can buy
Spark.
merchandise for her too. You go on my websites.
Buy my merch.
Pretty hot.
Hi, the last question to finish off this awesome panel. Do you know that purple is not a real color?
You're being paid off by lobbyists to say that, aren't you?
Purple's not a real color?
No, it doesn't exist. It's just our eyes register it as a lack of other colors like red or blue, and that makes purple.
There you go. Twilight Spark.
I'm living a lie!
Oh my god!
Well, now we know. I can't even see you. Now we know.
Yeah, my pony is purple, so my pony doesn't exist either.
There you go. Well, thank you for
Thank
standing
you.